This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another epic episode of the community ship build. So when we last left off, I said I was going to extend this elevator here. I did. It now comes all the way down, so you don't have to go all the way around to get to stuff in here. You can easily go through the comms room and get to all of this stuff. Let's get all Fulbright on here so we can see everything nice and clear. And you can easily get up to the bunker room here and the death ray. Actually, you know what? What I want to do, I want to kind of section off this bunker room a little bit. Let's see if we can bring this down here. I might have to move this switch, and we need some type of tiny door. These doors aren't going to work. We're going to have to look for a different door. So let's pop on in here and find a different door real quick. You know, I think the classic sliding door might be a decent option. Yeah, I think that'll look okay. So what we need to do is we need to bring this down one more and grab the door. Does the button get in the way? Nope, the button does not get in the way. That's awesome. Okay, so now we can just do that and we can call the elevator up. I changed the elevator a little bit. Now it breaks even, so you can just walk directly onto it from the different areas, and we can go up to the next floor and so on. This way, when everybody's sleeping, we can actually shut the door and allow everybody to sleep. And yeah, they can actually be sectioned off like that room should be. It shouldn't be an open room. Okay, now the other thing I did was I added the elevator over here. I haven't put in the buttons yet. I will get to that, but the elevator is here and it does work. We can call it down, get to these two rooms, and call it down here and get to these rooms as well, and come down to the bottom. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to the building goodness. So room 1 here. I'm going to do like I did the last time, and I'm going to attempt to read the names because, you know, it's fun that way. And I will read the actual comment, and then we will get to the build. So the person I chose for room 1 here was Will Blocks You, and he says, is it not obvious to anyone else that room 1 should be escape pods because it's just in the right spot? You do need a main reactor somewhere else as well, maybe 2 since it's most centralized. Okay, so I'm going with his suggestion for room 1 here, because I have another one for the other rooms, and I only pick one person, you know, one section per room, or one choice per room, I should say. So I thought this would be really good because it is a good point. This is a really good place for like some drop pods, and I really wanted to use these lunar landers. These look great. They look like little drop pods, or they could be drop pods, so I thought it would be cool. So let's get to the build. All right, here we go. It is all done. And as you saw during the build, it is very interactive. So we have your suits here. As you're running through here and you come down the elevator, you can pick up your suit and then you run over to the escape pod. I'm assuming these hold like 4 per person. We only have a couple of suits here. I didn't want to go crazy, but I felt like if there were extra suits, this is where those extra suits would be. So we have the extra suits here just in case you don't have a suit on at the time. You can grab one and you can jump in. Now, I have extra lunar landers here, aka escape pods, because these do actually drop with this design. So check this out. And I have this wired up in a way that when you click this button, it will open the doors, drop down, you get the alarms as you saw, and these lights here will flash on. So check it out. So we hit this bottom button here, bam, everybody escapes. You got the red lights on, the alarm going off, all that good stuff. It turns off the normal lights up here and turns on these yellow lights and the red lights instead. And then to reset, you just click this button here and it resets it back to normal. So we lost those pods. That's why I have extras here so that we can place them. Now I know they're a little offset. The door isn't quite long enough to hold them. They offset just a little bit, but you would also have to kind of assume that these would retract a little bit as it's falling down, so like they would retract and it would fall out. That's what I imagine for it. So yeah, there we go. That is the escape room. Okay, on to the next room. Let's pick this up on our way. We might need it. I like this wiring stuff. We'll get our Fulbright back on here. Take the elevator up. We're gonna do number 3 first because, you know, number 3, why not? So number 3 is Daggerdy? I don't, yeah, your name got butchered because it's a butcherable name. This person said that room 3 should be the engine area. Also creates some cannons outside. 1 cannon is not enough. And then they went on to describe what they thought room 2 should be, but you don't get to pick room 2 because we're using your suggestion for room 3. I like this idea for an engine area. It's a nice little square room. It would be perfect for an engine area. So without further ado, let's make an engine room. Okay, and it took me a little while to get this one because I decided, like as you saw, I started with the 3 and 3, and I had them over top of each other, and I was like, that's kind of boring. How can we get some action going on in this room? Let's make it a little more interactive other than just panels. So I ended up wiring up this, which causes this laser to flash or to shoot every 5 seconds or so. Actually, it's a little over because I have a bunch of invisible delay switches here. I didn't want to cover the whole thing with a ton of delay switches, but having the countdown timer be invisible is kind of a pain in the butt. You don't know exactly when you have it selected, and you can't see the numbers on it. So it's just kind of a pain. So what I ended up doing is just using the normal switches here. You can actually see it count down, and it blasts every 5-ish so seconds. Probably I would say probably every 7 seconds because of the delay timers there. And then we have our little that's weird. Oh, when you interact with them, they do the... Okay, so I have the lasers here too, and I wanted them to be... Let's see here. What can we attach them to this? Nope, that doesn't do it. What if we attach the blue to this? Does that make them? No, they have to be off. So, what we could do, we could actually attach them to this timer as well, and that will make them kind of flicker every 5 seconds or so. Because I like it when they're doing when they don't look steady. Oh no, and that turns them off. That's really weird. Well, when I go into this mode, like when I go into the G mode, it opens all doors. It activates everything. As you can see when I'm doing that, they're not steady lasers. So I'm not 100% sure what's causing that. Turning them off, that doesn't do it. That's something I'm gonna have to figure out later off camera. I've eaten up way too much time today already trying to figure out to get this to do this because I'm not the best with switches. However, I want those to be jagged. I don't want the just straight lasers there. If I jump up there, see if we just get up there. If I walk through them, walking through them interferes with them. You can see as I'm standing in it, it's doing it. I might not be able to do that then. Well, we still have lasers. They still look cool. They're kind of like going back and forth. Got the little lightning things there. Anyway, so if we activate this will actually hold this timer and stop that from flashing. So then I let go of it. It lets the timer go again. Put it back. The timer does its thing. This actually shutting this down shuts down the lights. If we go into full bright, well, it doesn't make too much of a difference because of the red laser from this, but it actually shuts down the lights and causes that to happen. What I should do is wire it up in a way that it stops the laser too, but that's something to do at a different time. But anyway, so this is the engine room. I try to make it as interactive as possible and have as much stuff going on as I possibly could. I like it when a lot of stuff is going on the screen. Okay, let's pick this up and head to the next room. Okay, so for room 2, T Toxic MC says that room 2 should be a kind of like a bar, and room 1 should be the captain's quarters. Okay, so we're using Toxic or T Toxic MC's suggestion for room 2 on this one, and we are going to turn it into a bar area. Okay, and last but not least, we have the old Beak Easy bar. Had to go full-on saloon bar for this thing. Do it upright. We got bottles and glasses just setting everywhere. Plenty of stools and places you could take a seat. Little hidden barrel there. Take a seat on any of these. We got the cabinet here, the saloon cabinet. You can come over here, have a seat at the bar. I'll have to eventually do that quest to get rid of his little bouncy thing there. We got the penguin bartender. You can hit these buttons, take the platform up to the next level, and have a seat there. At the old windowed area, we got this. I figured this level should be like higher class than the bottom area. I wanted to do it up and like have window seating, so you could say here it's just at eye level. You can take a peek at outside, see what's going on. Different glasses and stuff, little lanterns setting at the table. This kind of looks more, I did this, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like poker chips or glasses. Almost looks to me like a poker table. Could be just glasses and like an ashtray sitting there or something like that, but don't really condone smoking, so we're gonna call this the old poker table. These look like chips since the glass is here. I mean, this is a glass, this is bigger than these. We're just call this the old poker table there. What bar would be complete without having a poker table? And I did a flickering light here. I kind of wanted this to flicker, but it's not really doing the thing. I mean, I guess it is. It's flickering up that way. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so there is the bar area where the crew can just come and hang out and just get completely sloshed. I did the saloon doors, so we can hit this and go up here, and we have the old saloon doors. They go in and out. And actually, you know what? I need to put a stop here as well. So we'll knock that out real quick. And where are my stops? Do I not have any? Or am I just blind? I could just be blind. Let's throw this out and grab another rail stop. Yep, I was just blind. I do not have any. Okay, so we'll put that there. Now, when you're on the platform, you can stop at either one of the entrances here and take it down to the bottom as well. And then, I like how the little door flaps. Like, these doors don't have to connect, which is really awesome. And they just do like that little flap motion back and forth when you walk into the bar. Come in here, get you a drink, come back out, and get back to work. So let's take one more quick look at each of our rooms here. We have the first room here, which is the escape pod room. Looks awesome. We can go in and out of it through this elevator here and come down into the escape area. If you don't have a spacesuit on you, you can grab one. We have this kind of monitoring the spacesuits, monitoring the area, and then we have the ability to click this button here, drop the pods out. And then if we come on up here, we have our next room, which is the bar area. We can come in here, get our drinks. If you want to go up to the top, you can call, well, it's not working 100%. I'll have to mess with it a little, but you can call the elevator and go up to the next level, do the whole bar thing up here, have some window seating, check out what's going on. You'll eventually be able to call the elevator up to this level as well. And then you can head on over to this area, which is our engine room. And yes, we finally have an engine room now, so our ship can move if it wanted to. We have the interactive laser here shooting down into this thing. I guess it like powers it, gives it an energy boost every now and then. If you want to keep it going continuously, you can hit this little panel here for full speed boost capabilities. If not, you can turn it back off, and this counts down every 5-ish so seconds, and it blasts there. So that's it for this week's build. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna take out, we got the last 3 rooms. This is going to be room number 1, so nice big room here. I could see this being something with multiple levels. And then if we head on up here to the top, we have room 2. Yes, this whole, let's get out of the actual thing. Okay, there we go. So yes, this whole entire thing is going to be a room, absolutely massive room. And the same with this. We're gonna bring it to a wraps and just make these last 3, well, 2 of these massive rooms. This room here is absolutely ridiculously large, but we could do something really cool with it, like a giant observatory type maybe something for tourists or something like that. You know, I don't know. That's up to you all. So come up with something really creative for room 3. Room 2, it's kind of still at the back end. I don't know what this would be. And then we have this little tiny room here, but a tall one at that for room 1. So you guys vote, leave a comment down below. You know how the drill goes, and leave the number, what you want that room to be. So that is going to wrap it up for this video. Before I go, I want to give a quick shout out to my Firestarter crew. Thanks for hitting that notification bell and being the first to comment. Also to my Patreon supporters, thank you so much for all of your support. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to help support this channel through Patreon, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy and you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.